This is Ray's Parallel Magnetics Test 3. I have the setup here that I've been testing the last two videos, and I'm going to test it a little bit further. I have the voltages set here, 1.9 volts at 0.12 amps. What it comes down to is separating these two areas and see what this motor is capable of by itself. And we'll find that value, and then we'll connect the device up and run it again and find that value. If there is no difference, then that means the device is really not producing what I'm believing it is, some type of free energy over unity. So let's go ahead. I have it set, and I have 4 washers, and we could, if we want to, we could start up here. But we'll go ahead and go until it fires, and you can see it's not firing at all. It's only when it gets into this free motion, when the washers are pulling down, that it fires. So it gets a little bit of momentum, but it's still not enough to run the machine. So this motor is not capable of running with 4 washers. So now we'll go ahead and add the rest of the device and set it in here. These magnets are very strong, so I'm going to take my time in doing this. Have to kind of hold on to it. One point I want to make is the pivot point here. It's very important to not let it lift up very far. I have it with a little bit of a lift, but it seems to work okay. So if it lifts up too far, then it does not function. Okay, we're ready to see. We still have 1.9 volts and 0.12 amps. See, we'll turn it until it fires. Let me go ahead and put my little holder on the end. It tends to work off towards the end if I don't put this little bolt on. Fits. Okay. It'll keep it from coming off the end. Okay. We'll go ahead and this fires. You can see it does work. So the assembly on this side is the over unity and free energy events taking place. Okay, this will probably conclude. You can imagine this is really not very much magnetics at all. It's 6 inches from here to here, but you got 3 inches from there to there, so you can imagine if you had something more scalable, larger, it should put out more power. So this isn't putting out too much power, but it's enough to show the difference between the motor by itself cannot lift 4 washers and run. And yet when we put on the rest of the device, then it runs freely. I'm going to end up with one of the requests of a YouTube viewer what does it look like when the motor is spinning without any assembly or weights to it. So I want to finish up with those points. You can see that an unloaded motor will spin very easily, very fast. The question that arises, why doesn't the whole device spin that fast, since there's some free energy in part of the cycle? Well, when you load down any over unity device that I have developed, I had to have some type of input to create a greater output. So when you put any type of load on the free running motor, it will slow down. The output, which is the greater output now, it adjusts itself to the same RPM as your input. So if the input slows down, then even though this is putting out more power, it will also fall in line with the same RPM. There's no gearing effect on either side. One revolution makes one revolution. So there is no gearing effects that would make this run when it's not working as an over unity. So enjoy your day, and I hope you'll try to work with some of these. They take a little bit of doing, but they're very fascinating. You'll enjoy doing this, and it's still uncharted areas. I've just begun on this type of system, so enjoy your time.